This is my own personal Jesus, aka my personal TBR list, to be read list. This is not all of the books that I have that I'm kind of waiting to read, but it's a large selection of them. It's going to be kind of an odd mix because I am a really big fan of realistic fiction, and I'm also a really big fan of like creepy creatures, and I really like to read weird history books. You wouldn't catch me dead reading a normal history book, though. Yes, you would. It would happen. It has happened. Don't even mention scratch of a pen in this household. That was a disaster. That was a fucking disaster. It's a really bad book. Don't read that. Really bad book. What am I talking about? My personal to be read list. Okay. Starting off strong. Dante's Inferno. As my friend likes to say, Bible fan fiction. I'm really excited to read this. Very short, and I like that but I feel like it is a classic piece of literature, and I thrifted this at a bookstore outside of this market that I went to. It was like an art market. We didn't get anything there. It wasn't super cool, but it's a pretty nice little copy, and I'm excited to read it. I always like when the pages are all like yellowy because it makes me feel like it's so cool. It's so cool. It's like it's old and someone else probably read this before me. Yeah, but I'm excited to read this. I know almost nothing about it, and I think it'll be interesting. I feel like it's the kind of thing where it's just like you have to read it once in your life, but you never know. But that is book number 1 in this haul. This is going to be very rambly, by the way. Next up, I have Bruce Springsteen's memoir, Born to Run. So I like some of Bruce Springsteen's music. The reason that I'm mostly interested in this is because I just watched the Deliver Me From Nowhere movie with Jeremy Allen White in it, and I thought it was really interesting because it was stuff that I didn't really know about Bruce Springsteen. So I'm interested in him writing about himself, and just yeah, I'm interested in him writing about himself. And I want to know more about him, and I want to listen to more of his music. But also, I love a memoir. One of the best memoirs I've ever read was the Ruby Bridges memoir. That was one of the hardest reads of my life, but from an emotional standpoint. But it was really, truly good. And sorry if you can hear my cat scratching. She's scratching one of my bookshelves, but it's like a Target bookshelf, so it's just yeah. But that's my cat. Hear it? You may not, and I just gave you a weird pause. The second up is the Bruce Springsteen memoir, Born to Run. It's really long for a fucking memoir. I feel like that's more of an autobiography than anything. The Book of Honor. The Secret Lives and Deaths of CIA Operatives. So a lot of these books I actually got from the basement in my house because my dad has a lot of books and my mom has a lot of books down there that I really want to read. This is one of them. If you know me, I'm fairly interested in the CIA. I'm kind of not a CIA freak, but I enjoy learning. So I'm excited to read some more about it because mostly I watch videos and stuff. A year back I wrote a paper that included some stuff about a CIA operation in the Philippines, and that was why I wrote the paper, because I wanted to talk about it. So I'm hoping that there will be some kind of more weird shit in here. So I'm excited about this. I love a little history book. Gun with Occasional Music by Jonathan Lethem. So I want to read this, A, because my mom read it and she said it was great, and B, because he wrote a little essay that I like a lot called The Ecstasy of Influence, which is a counter-argument to The Anxiety of Influence, which is a stupid bullshit essay and theory. I think that's Harold Bloom. Boo. Ecstasy of Influence. Check it out. Jonathan Lethem. It's a great little essay. It kind of, I don't know, it contextualizes writing, modern, and the idea of like never writing anything new, but that's kind of what's cool about writing, is like from what I think, and that's what he thinks. But this is meant to be really good. It's like a noir, and I like a noir, I like a detective story, so I'm excited about this. God, with occasional music. Bum, bum, bum. Sounds really dramatic, doesn't it? So, world history. I'm super excited about this book. I bought this at a Barnes & Noble a couple weeks ago, and I came home and I told my dad that I bought this, and he said, I've been wanting to read that for a while. I think I have a copy in the basement. And I just went down there today and pulled some of these books up, and yes, he did. He does have a copy of this already, but I'm super excited. And it's got a little review by Anthony Bourdain on the cover, and if you know me, I am an Anthony Bourdain freak. In fact, in front of me, there is a framed photo of him. But I don't know. I really like food, and I really like deep dives into like a specific thing. I think it's a lot more interesting to just be like, okay, so here's everything that anyone's ever done with salt, than to try to kind of briefly go over everything that's ever happened. I don't know. I'm not a super big like war and military history person, which is, you know, kind of difficult because everybody is like a big war and military history person. I'm not there for that. I like this shit more. So I'm excited to read it. Balkan Ghosts. A Journey Through History. So I was just in the Balkans, and that's why I pulled this from the basement. I also pulled it because it had the word ghosts in the title, and that made me interested. But my dad has an entire shelf of just Robert D. Kaplan books, and I don't know what that's about. Like, I don't know anything about him, but I'm excited because it seems like it's gonna have some interesting stories in it, and it's not super long, and it'll be cool to know more about the place that I just was. Probably should have like read it beforehand. That might have made more sense. You never know. Yes, that I want to read. What am I gonna show you next? What is this? Factory Girls, From Village to City in a Changing China. Fuck, what am I saying? Nonfiction. It's nonfiction, and it's about, like, yeah, factory girls, workers, in China. The back says, China has 130 million migrant workers, nearly all of them under 30. In Factory Girls, Leslie T. Chang tells the story of these workers primarily through the lives of two young women who she follows over the course of 3 years as they attempt to rise from the assembly lines in the industrial city of, I'm gonna butcher this, Dongguan. Yeah, I'm interested in this. It seems like it's not my normal type of thing, but just the title, like Factory Girls, seems interesting to me, and I like, low-key, I like the cover. So I'm interested in checking it out, you know? Killers of the Flower Moon. So, fun fact, my aunt's ex-boyfriend wrote this. Yeah, The Killers of the Flower Moon. Was written by my aunt's ex-boyfriend. That's pretty fucking cool. That aunt is now dead, and I have never met the ex-boyfriend, but that's super cool. Like, I'm really interested in that. But also, the Osage murders and the birth of the FBI. That's wicked. I love the FBI. Nope. Don't love the FBI. I love reading about the FBI. Yeah. I'm not gonna express any adoration for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But I think I'm always really interested in kind of that alphabet agencies, like the ones where it's all like, oh, mysteries and whatever, because they have so much reign, and because they have such like a kind of influence, and the energy that surrounds them, and like the idea of them, their kind of like personality. I'm really interested in what they can get away with because of that, and what they have gotten away with and just done, like in the name of America or in the name of freedom. So I'm excited to read this. part because Aunt's ex-boyfriend, and mostly because it sounds really interesting. But I just thought it was a fun fact. Fuck, there's a Barnes & Noble sticker on this one. Hold on while I peel that off. That's stupid. The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland. This is a book that's been on my kind of, not my like real to be read, but like my digital, here's a photo of it and I want to read it to be read. It's about vampires, or a vampire. Colette Lesage is a lonely artist who heads an elite fine arts school for children in upstate New York. Her youthful beauty masks the dark truth of her life. She has endured centuries of turmoil and heartache in the wake of her grandfather's long-ago decision to make her immortal like himself. I'm really excited. I love vampires. I love upstate New York. Lie. Don't love upstate New York. I live in upstate New York, so I'm interested in reading about it. I just really love vampires, like, so much. And the cover is beautiful, and like a fine arts school. That's cool. That's cool as shit. Cool as shit. Fast Food Nation. I pulled this from the basement. I'm interested in it. I mean, I always think that fast food's kind of interesting. I'm interested to see what they say about fast food and stuff, because I feel like this is a fairly old book. This was published in 2001. So I'm kind of interested to see how the public opinion has changed since then, and just kind of like how they discuss fast food and like food in general. But I pulled this from the basement, and it seems like the kind of thing that it'll be interesting, to say the least. I'm hoping that they have like a good opinion and a good thought on food and like diets and people, you know, fat people, because it's kind of important to, you know, not be a dick. But I'm interested. If it's just like a history of fast food, that's really cool. I think it is. Should be fun. I'm excited. Oh, we only got 2 left. I'll go with the boring one first. Not boring, just like basic. Braiding Sweetgrass. Yeah, I really want to read it. I like plants. I recently went on a trip for school to Akwesasne up in Canada, or at the very edge of Canada. It's Mohawk territory, and it was a trip like for school all about Indigenous lives, and I'm really interested in, you know, learning more, because I feel like it's so underexplored. Indigenous people and Indigenous people's history is so underexplored and under talked about, which is like basically the same thing that I just said, but like it deserves a lot more recognition and a lot more discussion, because so many fucking atrocities have been committed against people who not only didn't deserve it, but were here before anyone else. And the US and America has just been absolutely awful to them, and yet they persevere. And I want to read this book. Essentially, I've heard that it's one of the best books like ever to read. It's like the book that you read if you like the earth. But yeah. And finally, Sunburn. It's fiction. It's gay. It's gay fiction in 1990s Ireland. I'm really excited about it. When I say gay, I mean lesbian, actually. Or, women loving women in this one. Yes, I'm excited about it. Yeah, it's like a friends to lovers angst thing. I've wanted to read it for a while. It was something that it was a book that I had found when I was looking for a gift for one of my exes, and I had taken a picture of it because I thought it sounded cool, but I didn't think he was gonna like it really because it seemed too like sexy. But I'm excited to read it because I feel like I haven't read any really good fiction in a while. I feel like I haven't really read anything in a while, but I'm trying to change that, and this is kind of like my motivation because if any of my real life friends see this or anyone really sees this and then they're like, oh, you read, and then I have to be like, yeah, fuck, I'll actually read this shit. But this is the stuff that I really want to read, and it's like, I do really want to read. I just kind of like, there's always things. I mean, honestly, I'm recording this and like doing all this talking while I'm charging my computer so I can do homework. But fucking Christ, like, there's so many things I want to read and there's so much I want to learn about. If anyone has any recommendations for cool history books or non-history books, please tell me. And I'm not gonna edit this before I post it, so good luck. If you're still here, why? Also, love you. Bye.